putting people's videos on YouTube all day, so I haven't really had a chance to practice this. In fact, there's one person who's waiting for their video to be edited because of this, but you're just gonna have to wait. So I'm here quickly to talk about a project that I have going with some students here in Arlington, Virginia. So titled MinMaxing Your Diet with Raku. These are mostly for my benefit because whatever. So MinMaxing is at the very least, I am familiar with it as a online game playing thing where people will choose armor and equipment and weapons that maximize the statistics they can possibly get out of their character. And this becomes competitive. Everybody's trying to figure out this new combination of stuff that they can get that will make them top of the chart. And it occurred to me that in a country where our diets and our health are quite terrible, we're spending roughly what the AMA considers to be quadruple the amount of money on medical costs than is normal. And my having personally been through losing and gaining weight a couple of times, nutrition is statistics, it's parameters, it's stats, I guess. It was what they're usually called in games that apply to the things that you put in your mouth. So, and the right ones you put in actually have a great deal to do with your health. So why not apply this concept to something that might accidentally make people healthier in the process? So this was the basis for the idea. The project is something I brought to Code for Nova, which is a extension of Code for America, which is a civic hacking sort of organization. And I hesitated to do so for years because it was a huge project and I was like, who am I to suggest this? But as soon as I did, because they were running low on stuff to do, one of the brigade captains, who happens to be a teacher locally, latched right onto it and said, yeah, we're doing that. And he got a bunch of students involved as well. These are high school students who are learning programming in high school, and this is going for a grade for them. So yeah, and they come and go. The students come and go. They're only going to be there for so long, and it's a big project for a small handful of people, especially when we're doing it in Raku, which is more mature than it was. But I mean, we're all learning it. And that was one of the reasons that we're doing it in Raku, is because this teacher, who himself had been on the ground floor in the early days with Python and appreciated this sort of new community of people who are energetic about this brand new thing. It's like, I want that again for these students. And so it's like, we're using that. I personally would probably have used Mojo or something, but we're doing it in Raku. So Code for Nova and Code for America is sort of a nonprofit interested in collaborating with government, usually local government, to solve problems that they may not be equipped to handle on their own, especially in this era of everybody slashing budgets for everything. And civic hacking is the concept of doing good with collaborative projects. There's usually a programming element. There's often an artistic element. Sometimes it's just a bunch of people sitting in a room, collectively answering questions and putting them online, and it's not really technical at all, but it's just this mass project that people get together to do to solve a local problem. And this project, that's one of the reasons why I wasn't sure if it should be applied here, is because it's something that could be spread everywhere. It could be designed to have local nodes that's free and open source. You just download it off GitHub and you install it on a Docker container somewhere and get it running for your town. And the people of the town will sort of compete with each other to make the best recipes that cost the least, taste the most, have the best nutrition, whatnot. And the idea is basically to get them to jovially, I suppose, compete to make these potentially emergent recipes that will be good for people, cost little, and whatnot. So if anybody's interested in this at all, we're not that far into the project. It's the code that exists will be quite obviously the code written by people who are learning to program, much less learning Raku at the same time. There's tons of room for refactoring on what's already been done, and there's way more stuff that we haven't even got to yet. The plan is Raku, easily run in Docker containers. The UI is going to be, was going to be Angular. I've heard something in a previous talk that suggested there are alternatives. And if you're curious about the science behind why I thought this was a good idea, Dr. Lustig has videos on YouTube talking about something called metabolic syndrome, which is the basis for the whole thing. So that's pretty much it. I'm Josh. That's my email. I've attended DCPM up until pretty much nobody did. I co-organized DCBBW with Code for Nova, and I work for now at Numbers USA. Thank you very much.